morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today we pay special tribute to the Commander, 79th Theater Sustainment Command, on the occasion of his promotion to Major General. The presiding official for today's ceremony is Major General Retired David J. Convoy, currently the Chief, Technical Services Division, Buffalo District, United States Army Corps of Engineers, and former Deputy Commanding General, Operations for the United States Army Reserve Command. Before we begin, we would like to welcome our special guests and distinguished visitors. Joining us today is Major General Carpenter, Deputy Commander, United States Army Reserve Command. Major General Palzer, Commander, 99th Readiness Division. Major General Cloutier, Commander, United States Army Africa. Brigadier General Fink, Commander, 4th Expeditionary Sustainment Command. Brigadier General Arson, Commander, 451st Expeditionary Sustainment Command. Brigadier General Del Rosso, Commander, 311th Expeditionary Sustainment Command. Brigadier General Bugs, Commander, 364th Expeditionary Sustainment Command. And Brigadier General Roach, Commander, Pacific Division, 84th Training Command. We would also like to recognize Brigadier General LeBoeuf's family members. His wife, Teresa LeBoeuf. His daughter, Lauren LeBoeuf. His son, Nathan LeBoeuf. His father, Eugene LeBoeuf. His stepmother, Donnie LeBoeuf. His aunt and uncle, Charles and Judy LeBoeuf. His nephew, Douglas, and his wife, Danielle Cox, and their 3 kids, Kimberly, Madison, and Mackenzie. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the playing of the National Anthem and invocation. Because we are indoors and not wearing covers, please stand for the National Anthem, stand at attention for the National Anthem, and do not render a salute. In honor of Brigadier General LeBoeuf's promotion, Major General Convoy has deferred honors to Brigadier General LeBoeuf.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the guns bursting in air, it moved through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
I invite you to bow with me in prayer. Most gracious Lord, giver of life, today we come to you with deep gratitude as Brigadier General Eugene LeBoeuf is promoted to Major General. We recognize that such an occurrence is a result of your many blessings into his life, from the blessing of his wife Teresa, daughter Lauren, son Nathan, dad Eugene, and stepmom Donnie, to the rest of their family, and to that group of mentors and superiors that you provided that gave him guidance in his past. Together, we all give you thanks. Today, we recognize that through this promotion, you, through the United States Army Reserve, are entrusting this man with a higher position of responsibility and leadership. You have used many others in his development as an officer and leader. Let him be the kind of leader who inspires and encourages others. And so encourage him to look to you for guidance as he fulfills the responsibilities in his role as Major General. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Langer. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you today the presiding official, Major General Retired David J. Convoy. Well, thanks. It's absolutely great to be here for a lot of reasons. Number one, to honor the LeBoeuf family and specifically Gene, but I did fly in from Buffalo yesterday where it was about 50 degrees colder than here. And so it's especially nice to be here and enjoy this California weather. I had about a 5-hour flight yesterday to try to figure out what I wanted to say about Eugene LeBoeuf. And while I was thinking about that, I was listening to the opera Hamilton. Has anybody ever listened to Hamilton? Anybody ever heard that? It's a fantastic opera. Actually, I'm going to go see it on Sunday from Lin-Manuel Miranda. And it's just a fantastic story, written very well about the founding fathers, particularly Hamilton. And so I got to thinking, could I write some rap and hip hop to honor Eugene LeBoeuf? And it turns out I could. So I guess the other question is, should I? But as you heard, I'm retired, so what are they going to do to me if I pass it up? So here's my tribute to Eugene LeBoeuf. We're here to promote well, first of all, does anybody do that beatbox thing? Young folks? Anybody? You're going to leave me out here hanging by myself. Okay. All right, we're here to promote Major General LeBoeuf. He's kind, he's caring, but he really can be tough. His leadership, his expertise is really undeniable. When the going gets rough, we can call him Mr. Reliable. He loves his family, but he serves the greater good. The Army is fortunate to have him in the neighborhood. A professor, a general. His career has been a dandy, so I'm sorry, not sorry, that Notre Dame beat Vandy. It might surprise you that I never did rap before in public. So. I'm sure it doesn't surprise you.
A whole new side.
Yeah, I know. I'm just an introverted engineer. You know how you can tell if an engineer is an extrovert? They look at the other person's shoe when they're talking to them. That's about as good as it gets for an engineer. But I truly am thrilled to be here and have an opportunity to honor Gene on this tremendous occasion that I knew was coming the first time I met him. Let me again acknowledge the great leaders that we have here, Scotty and Mark, battle buddies, and General Cloutier. Thank you for coming in. The ESC commanders, and the soldiers of the 79th, and most specifically the family. Lauren, it's so good to see you again. I know Gene was so proud of everything that you accomplished over in Italy and jumping into a position that you really didn't expect to be in, and making the senior spouse group even more inclusive and effective, and you had a tremendous impact there. And I know you'll have a tremendous impact here in the 79th. And it's great to see Lauren again, and Nathan. Lauren, a junior now, I guess, at University of Tennessee, Chattanooga, and studying business, and vice president of her sorority, and doing great things. Nathan, who enjoyed Italy quite a bit, played basketball and baseball, and will be running track, in the fall in Tennessee. And I know, having kids myself, that it's often difficult for the kids to move around and have the dad not be available at all times. So I know you supported your father, and I want to thank you for that. And Mr. LeBoeuf, sir, thanks again
being here, and it's nice to see Uncle Charles, Uncle Chuck, and Judy. Charles is a veteran, so we acknowledge and thank him for his service during this time. So we just have a fantastic family, extended family with the LeBoeuf's, and are the 2 dogs here somewhere? They didn't come. I think the last time I was at, one of the times I was at a ceremony with you, you had driven across the country, I think from Tennessee to Washington with the dogs in the car, so that, I guess you couldn't do that all the way to California. But I've known Gene, it seems like forever, but it's only been six years, maybe a little bit more than 6 years. But from the time I met him, I just knew he was the type of leader and person that I wanted to be associated with and wanted to be around. We started working together in the 416th, so I'm wearing the 416th patch to honor Gene, and he started out in our contingency response unit, went on to serve as my chief of staff. I brought him up to the tech headquarters, and then he was promoted to DCG and did a great job there. And then one of the few leaders in the Army that really had the capability to serve as the deputy provost of the Army University, given not only his military skills but his civilian skills, and he did a fantastic job there working with General Kennedy and General Lundy, and then was selected to serve in the important position as the Deputy Commander of U.S. Army Africa and our Army Reserve Engagement Cell Leader, and did a fantastic job there. And then circumstances changed, and Gene, as usual, rose to the occasion and served for almost a year as the Commander of U.S. Army Africa, and just did a fantastic job. And when I asked Gene, what would you like me to highlight about your experience there and what you accomplished? And I was not surprised that there was nothing about him. It was, again, all the things that Teresa did, the support of his family, being there. It was stunning to me that having been to Fort Leavenworth, not, permanently incarcerated or anything, to visit Gene, it is a nice place. So, but in everything Gene has done, he's the epitome of a professional, and some of you may have heard me talk about this before, but as we refer to the Army profession, we talk about the 3 C's, 3 words that start with the letter C's that define a profession, the Army profession. It starts with competence. And if you read Gene's bio, I won't read it all, but it's incredible. Everything that he's accomplished, both on the military side and as a civilian ranger, deployment, Desert Storm, multiple diverse military jobs that he had excelled in, and while doing all that, got multiple degrees and now serves as a professor at Vanderbilt. If you look at the schools that he attended, Stanford, Michigan, Northwestern, it's really just a roll call of schools that have been beaten by Notre Dame this year. and good institutions. Fine institutions. I did, he graduated, he's a fighting engineer from Rose Yeoman, and I did see they beat Notre Dame in Ultimate Frisbee this fall. So you've got the bragging rights. So his competence is unquestioned. He's just incredibly smart and humble. So the competence, he's got that covered. The commitment, number one, he's committed to his family, and that's where it starts. And it makes even his commitment to the military even more significant, knowing how much he loves his family and enjoys being around them. The fact that he's missed so many events and had to celebrate from afar is just a testament to the commitment that he has to his family, and I've seen the commitment that he has to his soldiers and civilians and all those great people who serve the Army and serve our nation. So his commitment is unquestioned. Probably most importantly, especially for a senior leader, is character. And Gene is the epitome of an Army profession, lives the Army values day in and day out. Loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, personal courage. What you see with Gene is what you get on duty, off duty. And so he's just a perfect example of the Army profession and somebody that we want to advance, and I'm so glad that we're advancing in the military to the next level. And he's taking over a fantastic command. As I said earlier, it's just too bad that there wasn't an engineer command available, because that would have been even better than a sustainment command. I can be biased now that I'm retired right now. second biggest command in the Army Reserve, and so important, and it's so important that General Cloutier is here to reflect on that importance of the command and what it is, what it does for the Army and for the nation in terms of service. So I'm glad that he's in this position. I'm glad he's promoted. You know, and as I think more broadly than a specific position or a rank, you know, as I think about the world situation or the situation in our country, as a retired military officer who doesn't get to be a part of a lot of things like that, and currently, I'm really heartened that we have people, soldiers, leaders like Eugene LeBoeuf, who epitomize the Army values, the Army profession, at the forefront of our military, supporting and defending the Constitution of the United States, and along with his family, taking care of our soldiers and families that sacrifice so much for the greater good. So I'm really pleased to be a part of this ceremony and see my good friend and colleague, Eugene LeBoeuf, promoted to Major General. And so I'd like to thank once again all of you for being here, and once again congratulate Gene and his family on this next step in his career. So thank you, Gene.
Thank you, General Convoy. General LeBoeuf, sir, please join General Convoy. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the reading of the promotion order. Attention to orders. The President of the United States, acting upon the recommendation of the Secretary of the Army, has placed special trust and confidence in the patriotism, integrity, and abilities of Brigadier General Eugene J. LeBoeuf. In view of these special qualities and his demonstrated potential to serve in the higher grade, Brigadier General LeBoeuf is promoted to the grade of Major General, United States Army, effective 21 November 2018 by order of the Secretary of the Army. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. At this time, Major General LeBoeuf's wife, daughter, and son will pin on Major General LeBoeuf's new rank. It is a tradition upon promotion that commissioned personnel reaffirm their commitment to our nation by retaking the oath of office. Please stand for the administering of the oath of office.
I state your name.
I, Eugene Joseph LeBoeuf,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United
the
States
Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic.
foreign and domestic.
And I take this obligation
And I take this obligation
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion.
or purpose of evasion.
And that I will,
And that I will,
well and faithfully,
well and faithfully,
execute the office
execute the office
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. The United States Army authorizes individual flags to those who warrant them by virtue of their office. The United States Army has incorporated the use of flags to signify the presence of a general officer. Major General LeBoeuf will have a flag signifying his rank as general officer, and his flag will be present at all official military functions he attends, and it will be displayed in the office of Major General LeBoeuf. Today, a two-star flag is posted in his honor. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Major General Eugene J. LeBoeuf. Sir.
Good morning. General Convoy, so honored by your presence here today. Can't thank you enough for traveling this far a distance, and it's just the epitome of a great soldier and servant that continues to serve this country way beyond retirement. So we're honored by your presence. General Cloutier, thank you for your travels clear across country, clear across the globe. I'm not sure if you originated from Vicenza, Italy, or if you came from Africa straight. I don't know, but thank you very much for coming. It's quite honored. General Carpenter, thank you for attending today. Look forward to the ceremony a little bit later this morning as well to honor General Paulson. General Paulson, thank you for being here today as well. Other fellow general officers, our ESC commanders, look forward to getting to know you all much better, and thank you for your presence today. Other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. And thank you, General Kelly, for narrating this event. When I talked to him yesterday, the introduction to him is in our public affairs office. His first few words out of his mouth, and I was like, okay, gosh, this guy's got a voice for journalism. And sure enough, he's our narrator today as well. So thank you, General. Great work here, just to reflect on the opportunity to even stand before you. Absolutely, extremely honored, humbled, and blessed man in so many ways. God's truly blessed me to be able to stand before you as a General Officer of the United States Army, beyond my wildest dreams. The greatest fighting force this world has ever seen. I thank General Lucky, the Chief of the Army Reserve, and General Carpenter, Deputy Commanding General for the U.S. Army Reserve Command, for the opportunity to serve in this position. So, sir, thank you very much for this opportunity. I also want to thank General Cloutier again, Commander of the U.S. Army Africa. I had the opportunity to serve under General Cloutier just a little bit less than 4 months, too short. But it was a great honor to be able to serve as a Deputy Commanding General. And sir, I learned a great deal from you in a very short period of time, taking the U.S. Army Africa to new heights in very short periods, and continue to do that. So honored again, sir, by your presence. I see General Convoy has his 416 Tech patch on, and so that's a great honor. So I appreciate that as well, and I guess I do appreciate the football jokes, but there'll be a victory one day again with Vanderbilt and Notre Dame. I'm not sure when, but maybe in baseball or something like that. But again, thank you for coming here today. So look, I want to recognize my family. Okay, first of all, my wife Teresa, my daughter Laura, and my son Nathan. They're the foundation, they're the rock. Right? They are the means in which I'm able to serve. And without their support, their loyal support, and be able to run things without my presence, I couldn't be here today. So I can't thank you enough for your presence. My dad and Donnie, thank you very much for being there time and time again. Whatever the ceremonies are, etc., you guys make time to make it happen and fly all the way out from Washington, D.C. area out to here as well. So we can't thank you enough for being here as well. Of course, my aunt and uncle, Judy and Charles, from Kentucky, Union, Kentucky now, and just moved there waiting on their new home to be finished. And so thank you all very much again for taking time on your busy schedules to come out and see us out here in California. So enjoy a little bit of nice weather too, I know, so that's good. And we've got several of my stepmother's relatives as well. We'll see some here at the Change Command as well, and so very honored by their presence as well. But again, thank you all for coming, and for everyone, thank you all for being a part of this ceremony. It means a great deal to me. So within a unit, leaders are responsible for cohesion and discipline and proficiency that enable soldiers to effectively train for, fight, and win the nation's wars. But more fundamentally, Army leaders at every level have a solemn duty to embrace values. As Hercules said millennia ago, a man's character is his fate, and the destiny they'll lead is bound to the leader. Those soldiers whom sergeants train, captains maneuver, and generals commit are first America's sons and daughters. Given the great responsibility leaders have to the nation and to its people, the Army is committed to values-based leadership that reaches for excellence every day. What I've witnessed during the past 33 years with members of this great Army is a true demonstration of leadership, warrior ethos, and Army values. Professionalism is present in all that they do. They're willing to put in the extra effort to see the mission through to completion. And further, our Army Reserve soldiers represent the true essence of warrior citizens, working hard and assuming leadership roles in their civilian jobs, supporting their community through volunteering to coach and mentor our youth and young adults. And somewhere within all of this, they serve in their most important capacity as mothers and fathers of our daughters and sons. Our future truly is in their hands, perhaps more than they know. And knowing soldiers of 79th Theater Sustainment Command, I can say their nation is in great hands. I want to especially thank 5 separate groups here this morning. Family, military family, my civilian employer, Vanderbilt University, the community, and our soldiers. So, to my family, former Army Chief of Staff, General Ordierno, the strength of our nation is our Army. The strength of our Army is our soldiers. The strength of our soldiers are our families. This is an exceptionally true statement, for I'm here today because of the tremendous strength I derive from their enduring and unending love. So first, I thank my mother, who passed away a number of years ago, but inspired me to value things that are most important and to value family. And my father was a man of exemplary character, one whose faithfulness, doing the right thing, following the golden rule, and work ethic come through on a daily basis. Dad, thanks for being there whenever I needed you. Mentoring, coaching, and just being a great father. I can only hope to achieve your constant standard of excellence in all that you do. To my stepmother, Donnie, who provides amazing resilience in the hectic lives that we all lead, and whose faithfulness always shines through. And to both of you, Dad and Donnie, I love you. Thank you both for being here today. My brother Brad, my sister Linda, who both couldn't be here today, I thank them for helping me set the example early in life. And for my brothers, a candy sense of humor, my sister's amazing dedication, right, to her niece, to her daughter. Now to my wife and children. The Army Reserve can sometimes seem like a second, near full-time job, more than full-time jobs. And they continue to go above and beyond the call of duty to support and patience as I dedicate a great deal of my time I could have spent with them at the job at hand. To my son, Nathan. First, we'll talk about Nathan, all right? So, well, my wife, Teresa, and I understand that there's a difference between boys and girls. Yes, there is, okay? Describing him as an active young man will be an understatement. But his zest for life, his energy that he brings to each day, each single day, is incredible. He's doing pull-ups at age 4. Okay? No, I didn't have him on a training regimen or anything like that. He just has a natural ability. Incredibly tough, and thank goodness he's a football enthusiast. Okay, so Nathan, thanks for being my battle buddy and being my partner as we watch some football during the day. Otherwise, you'd be pretty lonely, so thanks. To my daughter, Lauren. Okay, Teresa and I watch you grow and become the beautiful, young lady that you are. You're amazingly kind, yet very strong. Not only is Lauren an excellent student in college, involved in athletics, but as John Campos said, also serving as vice president of the Christian sorority. Lauren, thanks for being strong, for encouraging our family, keeping our family on course. My heart for whoever you wrapped around the little finger. So to Teresa, my lovely wife, what can I say? She gave up a lot to be a wife and mother. 2 days before we were married, on August 4th, 1990, today we got married, and a couple days before that, Iraq invaded Kuwait. Little did she know at the time that I would be deploying for Desert Storm after 5 months of marriage. Welcome to the Army. Not only has she weathered deployments, but the many, many weekends away on reserve duty and other travel, and exceptional rigors and long hours that come with the faculty position in Vanderbilt. She's truly patient, kind, and understanding, an amazing mother who holds it all together in my many absences. Just makes it happen. I stand here today a much better man due to her unwavering love and support. Dear, thank you. So, no doubt, Teresa, you're the love of my life. I look forward to celebrating our 29th wedding anniversary together later this year. Though I cannot promise it will be in Venice, Italy, okay, as we work for our 28th anniversary. You know, that sounds like a big deal. It's a 30-minute train ride from Vicenza. It wasn't, I'm sorry to say it wasn't that big a deal, but it was a big deal for us. And so, but thank you. Thank you enough. To the military family. As prepared for today's events, reflected back on many great leaders, mentors, coaches that I'm blessed with throughout the years. High school and college athletics coaches, to college professors, ROTC instructors, engineer school cadre, to company, battalion, brigade, division commanders, platoon sergeants, first sergeants, CSMs, and so many great and outstanding journalists displaying the very essence of journalism. The ability to lead literally thousands of soldiers through realistic and demanding training to make them ready for their missions, which sometimes means leading them directly into harm's way. Names like Kim, 2 of them actually, Richard and John, Luck, Nash, Franks, Ginter, Stevens, Benanati, Simonite, Cox, Convoy, Irwin, Thompson, Carlson, Carpenter, Waldhauser, Vetri, Brown, Lundy, Roper, Halser, Shanley, Cloutier, just to name a few. It's just amazing the number of outstanding leaders that I've had be able to experience the essence of journalism. What outstanding leaders of character and dedication. To the Vanderbilt family, I got to recognize my civilian employer. They have been outstanding supporters of my military career from day one. The university and faculty are exceptional, and they truly are loyal to military duty. Not many in what we call University Central, several in the medical side of the house, but there's not many in medical in the University Central, as we call it, serving in the Army Reserve. But I couldn't be here today without their support and understanding of the demands of being an Army Reserve, a member of the Army Reserve, let alone an Army Reserve officer. So as you may know, Vanderbilt, though, is of course so supportive of the Army that their school colors are black. Okay. So congratulations to the Vanderbilt football team, by the way. Yes, okay, they did get beat by Notre Dame. I got it. I'll hear that again today, I know. But they did beat the University of Tennessee. Okay, so that's a big deal in the state of Tennessee, believe me. All right, and so that's a big deal. But I do want to communicate a quote that we heard from a coach of Virginia's baseball team. This happened following the 2014 World Series, which Vanderbilt won. So they do excel on occasion in athletics, actually. And this is what he said when he described Vanderbilt. So he said he applauded Vanderbilt, right? And actually Virginia lost to Vanderbilt in that World Series. But he applauded Vanderbilt, noting the true goodness and quality character of the team, and of course the outstanding talent. I can say for certain that Vanderbilt is a very special place with outstanding values, tremendous foresight and vision of a bright future, and setting very lofty yet achievable goals. So I just want to take that time to make sure I recognize Vanderbilt University for their support. They're a great organization. To the community in which we live and thrive. So we are blessed to live in a nation whose patriotism shines bright, pride in their nationality, and are thankful to live in a free society. Our fellow citizens who we serve so very often reach out and thank us for our service. But it's actually them whom we should thank for giving us the opportunity to be a part of this Army to serve them. And our soldiers. Last but not least are our soldiers, and I had the pleasure to serve with throughout my career. The professionalism, dedication, bravery is simply amazing. In the frozen fields in Korea and the hot deserts in the Middle East, our soldiers continue to lead the way each and every day. So there are moments in everyone's life where your heart jumps, your fingers tingle, hair stands up on the back of your neck, the playing of the National Anthem, the Army song, recognition of the sacrifice of a fallen or wounded warrior, witnessing your children's many great achievements in life, the testimony of worship in church. So today, reflect back my last time in Kuwait a little over 4 years ago. The group of us just finished a pretty hard round of running intervals out there in early morning, right? Very early morning before it got too hot, right after in the dark. But we finished up after a hard workout, and reveille sounded as it does at all military posts around the world. But here, immediately following reveille, they have the tradition of playing motivational music throughout the camp. That day was Patton's March. You probably all can reflect Patton's movie, you just had that going through your head now. But what better song in the heart of the U.S. Army Central, the 3rd U.S. Army, Patton's Army, be played there, right there in the middle of Kuwait. So I can blame those great positive feelings and tingling sensation on the runner's high. But for all of us in this room who have and continue to serve, know it is much more than that. It's the spirit of the soldier, and that of a great nation providing a foundation in everything that we do. So recognize this ceremony is about promotion to officer of the Major General, and I want to note the colors of the 79th Theater Sustainment Command. Right there in front of us, representing 20,000 soldiers. Souls that count on us every day for their spiritual wellness, to help them find their purpose and direction in life, making sure that they have strong physical fitness and health, that they have sound family relationships and structure, that their financial matters are in order, or if my nation needs me tomorrow, I'll be the one who is ready to go. It is this ever-present requirement for greatness that we are charged as leaders to ensure our units and our soldiers prepared for the next battle. For these soldiers are our sons and daughters, our nation's finest, and for that we owe them the very best. So in closing, I wish to note that early in my career, I defined success was being able to be promoted to lieutenant colonel. That was my wildest dreams, to be able to even achieve that. Everything else has simply been beyond expectations. That's absolutely true. But I shorted myself, so I've been blessed with so many things that I cannot possibly fill to try to achieve higher. A great family, great friends, great community. Friends over there, hey buddy. Okay, great civilian employer, great Army, and all of you here today. So for that, I say, I am Major General Eugene LeBoeuf. I will always place the mission first. I will never accept defeat. I will never quit. And I will never leave a fallen comrade. To do for country.
Thank you, Major General LeBoeuf. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the singing of the Army song.
Listen loud.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. On behalf of Major General LeBoeuf and his family, thank you for your attendance. There will be a receiving line on my right, following the receiving line, a small reception will be held in the back of the room.
All right, take it.